Welcome everyone to Grow with GoGo. Today's session is going to be chair yoga, and we're happy that you're here. You know GoGo for these things, rides, meals, groceries, prescription delivery, home services. Like for example, if you live in on the East Coast, it started snowing today a little bit, which is reminding me that a little bit's going to turn into a lot of bit pretty soon. And if you have any kind of services like that you would need help with, like snow shoveling or anything around the house, GoGo can help you find a provider and like a service person who can help take care of that. Something else I want to flag for you all before we get into chair yoga is that on your receipts and in your profile as a GoGo customer, you have a special referral code. And it's kind of buried, so I wanted to make sure that you knew about it. But by sharing it with a friend, if they register, you both get $10 in GoGo credits. So it's a win-win if you want to share this with somebody in your life that you know who could benefit from GoGo, either our rides and other services or even these live events. Yeah, it's a win-win for you both. I'm Cassie, representing GoGo, and we're joined by Adra, our yoga teacher. So without further ado, pass it over to Adra.
Hi, everybody. Nice to see you. Lots of familiar faces. I think maybe 2 new names. So great to have you if you're new, and great to have you back if you've been here before. So for our yoga class, it's a chair yoga class. So you do need a chair, preferably something that's stationary and not rolling around, but use what you can, use what you have. Couch is fine. An office chair is also fine. I think that's it. We don't really need anything for yoga except for your body and a chair. So before we go into our yoga, does anyone remember the move of last yoga session? What was the move of the week? Yes, I'm seeing maybe some hand waving. Do you want to either unmute yourself, Bertha, or show us?
Adra, I'd like to give somebody else a chance.
Okay, I just saw you waving, so I wasn't sure.
I mean to wave, but I'm there, but I'm muscling myself.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, that's very sweet.
You want me to tell you if nobody else knows?
If no one else knows.
Hands on heart.
That's right. Hands on heart. That was the move last week. It was just having our hands on our heart, kind of reconnecting with ourselves as desired, as needed throughout the week. Nice memory, Bertha. So I think V will be sending you just a message to get your info to make sure that you get your credits.
Thank you.
All right, well then, without further ado, let's get moving. So let's go ahead and find a comfortable seat. If you do not see me as your big screen and you want to see me as your big screen, you just need to go to your top right-hand corner and pick I think speaker view, not gallery view, and then you'll see me. If you want to see everybody moving together, then pick gallery view.
And Adra, I just saw in the chat from Connie asking if it's possible for you to speak a little louder. I'm not sure if it's possible maybe to bring the chair a little closer.
Yeah. Interesting. It might be, you know what, maybe yeah. I'll come closer. And then just make sure you do have me on your loudest setting, because I am speaking pretty loud. But hopefully you can hear me better now that I'm close. All right, let's start moving our body, taking some circles with the torso. That's waking up the body, noticing how it's feeling. And then go ahead and take some circles the other direction. Just noticing what feels tight, what feels good. And go ahead and come back to center. We'll inhale, open up the arms, lift the chest, stretch the front of the body, and then exhale, round the back and give yourself a hug, dropping your chin, tucking your tail. Inhale, open up, take up space, spread the fingers. Exhale, rounding your back and give yourself a hug. Keep going, follow your breath. And then coming to center, release the arms alongside the body, sitting tall. We'll begin to bend side to side. So you can make this as big or as small as you'd like. Just noticing maybe one side feels tighter than the other. And then make your way back to center. Let's bring the fingertips to the shoulders if it's comfortable for your arms. If not, you can always cross your arms or leave your arms down. And we'll rotate the spine, twisting right and left. See if you can keep your knees tracking straight forward so the legs don't move. It's just the torso moving as you rotate. And then coming to center, release the arms to your lap. And either close the eyes or let your gaze soften to the ground. Take a moment to let go of the day so far, let go of the week so far, and settle into here and now. Feel the movement of your breath flowing in and out of the body. As you inhale, sensing some expansion in the rib cage and maybe in the abdomen. And as you exhale, some softening. Let's take 3 or 4 more deep breaths. And then we'll take one deep breath together. Deep inhale through the nose, fill your lungs. And exhale out the mouth, let it go. One more time, deep inhale. And let it out. Go ahead and blink open the eyes, bringing yourself back to the space. And we'll start with some wrist circles. So go ahead and begin to circle your wrists one direction, really articulating, maybe noticing some pops and cracks and snaps. That's okay. And go ahead and circle the other way. And then let's interlace those fingers and press your palms forward, giving yourself a nice stretch here. So stretching the hands as well as the forearms. 3 deep breaths. And then releasing the hands, we'll interlace the fingers now behind the back. So palms are gonna face each other now. Squeeze those shoulder blades together and then move those hands away. I just stood up so you could see my hands. You don't have to stand up. Feeling that chest opening. 2 more breaths here. And then releasing your hands, shaking it off. We'll inhale, circle those arms out to the side and up towards the sky. Exhale, palms touch, hands move to the heart. Inhale as you circle, arms out and up. And exhale, hands lower. Inhale, circle. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, circle. Exhale, lower. Pause next time your hands are at your heart. We'll go ahead and let the hands shift right and left. So as your arms move a little side to side, the palms stay together. Sort of rocking those arms, you'll feel a change in the stretch. You might feel stretch kind of near the pinkies, maybe into the forearms, just depends. And then next time your hands are over to the right, I'm mirroring you. You're going to rotate to the right as well. So twist your spine, holding here, keeping the twist. 3 breaths, knees stay tracking straight forward. Unwind and switch directions. Rotate the other way, pushing those palms over to the left as you rotate your spine to the left. And then back to center, shaking out those arms. I'm going to tilt my screen so you can see my feet. We're going to move into our legs for a little bit. Going into some heel lifts. So lifting one heel and then the other. Alternating here. So you're feeling those calf muscles working. Feel free to continue with the heel lifts. Or if you'd like, we'll go ahead and start to march, lifting the knee completely up as the foot comes off of the ground. So you're either doing heel lifts or some marching. As you march, try and keep your spine upright. So try not to go back, right? We want to keep the torso up as you march so that we really work those hip flexors. I'm going to rotate my position. I'm going to turn to the side. You stay just where you are. All right, and then we'll lower those feet, take a break with the marching. We'll straighten one leg out in front of us. And if it's comfortable, you're going to float the leg. If it's not comfortable, heel stays down. We'll circle the ankle. Circling the ankle one direction. And then the other way. And then lowering the heel to the earth and flexing your foot. So toes up to the sky, and then pointing your foot. So heel is now on the ground, that leg is straight, and we're flexing and pointing the foot. Next time your foot is flexed with the toes up to the sky, we'll pause and move into a stretch. So as you inhale, lean forward, feel your stretch intensify here in the back of the leg, and then exhale, sit tall. So inhale as you lean forward, and exhale as you come up. Keep going at your own pace. So this can be as fast or as slow as you'd like, and as big or as small as you'd like. Next time you're sitting tall, we'll pause. You decide where you want to be. You can stay right here for several breaths, or lean forward and hold for several breaths. You can also bring your forearm to your thigh, or reach a hand towards your ankle or foot. Just make sure wherever you go, it feels safe and that you're getting a stretch somewhere in the back of that straight leg. Once you're there, soften your jaw and focus on some smooth breaths. Two more breaths here. And then come on up. Let's rebend that extended leg and windshield wiper those knees. So just let them sway a little side to side. All right. Other leg. So whichever leg you didn't work, that leg comes forward. Either the heel stays down, or if you want, you can lift the leg up. Let's circle the ankle. Noticing maybe some pops and cracks. And circle the other way. Go ahead and relax the foot. Heel finds the earth. We're going to flex and point the foot. So toes up to the sky and then toes down towards the ground. So pointing and flexing at the ankle. The heel is now on the ground. Next time your toes are facing up towards the ceiling, we'll pause. Inhale, lean forward, feel your stretch intensify in the back of the leg. And then exhale, sit tall, back off. Inhale as you lean forward. And exhale as you lift. Keep going, follow your breath. Next time you're sitting tall, pause, and then decide where you want to be to hold this stretch. You can stay upright. You can lean forward. You can bring your forearm to your leg. You're also welcome to bring your hand to your foot or your shin. Wherever you go, make sure it feels safe. We're holding for several breaths. Nice, smooth breaths. Notice how this side feels compared to the first side. And then bring yourself back up. Rebend that knee and windshield wiper those knees side to side. All right, we're gonna move into some standing. We're only standing for a couple of minutes, so if standing is not for you, you can stay seated in your chair. I'm just gonna adjust the screen so you can see me when I'm standing. Go ahead and make your way behind your chair so that you have something to hold on to. If you can't get behind your chair, find a wall. So I just want you to have something to help you balance as needed. Once you're standing, we're gonna go into some chair poses. So toes are facing forward, knees are facing forward. I'm just gonna face you for a second so you can see. So I'm just standing straight up, toes and knees face forward. We'll inhale, bend the knees into a chair pose. So it's as if you're about to sit into a chair or you're becoming a chair. And then exhale, straighten those legs. Inhale, bend the knees, chair pose. Exhale, straighten. So feel free to keep holding onto the chair as you bend and straighten at your own pace. If you want to add some arms because your balance is steady, you're welcome to do that. So when you bend the knees, arms come forward or up. And as you straighten the legs, arms come down. Let's do 2 more. And then coming all the way up, finding your chair once again, shake it off. All right, let's step your right leg back behind you, about a foot or 2 behind you. So my feet are about 1.5 to 2 feet away from each other. All 10 toes are facing forward. Let's bend that front knee. So back leg stays straight, front knee bends. We're in a warrior 1. Hands can stay on the chair. They can also hover over the chair or reach to the sky. It's up to you. feeling your feet firmly planting into the earth. And then hands come down to the chair. Let's straighten out that front leg. And then hinge forward from the hips. So the movement is coming from your pelvis, moving over your thighs. Your spine does not change shape. So I want your spine to stay long. You're not rounding and curving the spine. Hands can stay on the chair. You can also bring your forearms to the chair. You're also welcome to bring your hands to your thigh if that feels better. Think about your sit bone and your tailbone reaching to the sky. So instead of letting your tail tuck under, and so that's where I am, tucked under, you want to reach your tail to the ceiling. That will increase the stretch in the back of the leg. Lift the torso up, bend your front knee, and step forward. Back foot meets the front. Switching sides, left leg steps back, foot or two behind you, all 10 toes face forward. Front knee bends. Warrior one. Feel free to stay with your hands on the chair, or hover the hands, or reach the arms up. Hands come back to the chair, straighten out the front leg, and hinge forward. So again, that movement is the pelvis moving over your legs. So it's at the hip that the movement is happening, not at your spine. Hands on the chair, forearms on the chair, or hands to your leg. Same thing here. Think about where your sits bones, so those bones in your bum and your tailbone, where they're facing. See if you can try to get them to face the wall behind you or up towards the sky. That will give you more stretch. Let's lift the torso up, bend your front knee and step forward, back foot meets the front. We have 2 more standing poses. I'm going to turn, you don't need to move. You're going to have your hands on the chair and take your feet wide. If you can, your legs are wider than your shoulders, but don't go so far out that you can't bring your legs back in. Toes are facing out, so I'm kind of at a diagonal, sort of towards the corners of the room. We're going to bend those knees. So we're going into a goddess pose. So this is goddess. Sometimes it's called horse as well. So we're bending the knees into this wide squat-like position, but our torso is upright. All right, let's give our legs a break. Go ahead and straighten it up. And then we're going to add arms if you'd like. If you don't want to add arms, you're just going to bend and straighten the legs. So feel free to keep holding on to the chair. If you want to add arms, arms are down when you bend those knees. And then as you straighten those legs, arms reach out or up towards the sky. Arms come down. As you inhale, we straighten the legs. Maybe the arms come up. Exhale as you bend and lower the arms. Inhale, straighten the legs, arms go up. And exhale, bend. Keep going at your own pace. And know that you could do just the arms or just the legs, right? You don't have to do both. Listen to your body. Couple more times. We're inhaling as we're expanding, as we're stretching, and exhaling as we lower. No rush, but next time your legs are straight and your arms are out or up, go ahead and pause. Hold here, 2 or 3 breaths. Spread those fingers, take up space. And release those arms, bring those feet back together so you can heel toe or step them back together, shake it off. And our last standing pose is simply mountain pose. So that's just standing nice and tall. Feet are facing forward, toes are facing forward, knees are facing forward. Arms rest. If you can, you're going to rotate those palms to face forward. So we're getting some external rotation here in the arms. Spine is long, jaw is soft. Finding your weight even on your feet. So if you'd like, you can rock a little forward and back or side to side to find that spot where you're even front to back, right to left, grounding those feet into the earth. Find your breath. Maybe you close your eyes. Mountain pose. Your eyes are closed. Go ahead and open them up. We're going to come back to our seat. Taking your time, coming back to your chair. We'll bend those elbows like you're holding a platter in front of you. So elbows are bent about 90 degrees, palms face up. We'll inhale, open up the arms so the thumbs reach back. So we're getting some nice rotation here. And then exhale, pinkies come together to touch in front of your body. So the bend of the elbow stays the same the whole time. We inhale, thumbs reach back, external rotation. Exhale, pinkies come together. Couple more times. Next time your arms are open out to the side, we'll pause. Flip your palms to face forward. Bend your elbows a little more so that your thumbs move towards your shoulders, creating kind of a W shape. We'll inhale, stretch the arms out to the side, stretching fingertip to fingertip. Maybe even feel a little stretch. And then exhale, bend the elbows back into that W shape. Inhale, arms reach out to the side. Spread those fingers. Exhale, bend. Keep going. Follow your breath. Next time your arms are out to the side, we'll pause. Flip your palms to face down, and then flip your palms to face back. And then we're going to bend the elbows. Hands are coming behind the back. I'm just going to show you. So the backs of the hands are on your back. The palms are facing away from you. You're getting some internal rotation here of the shoulders. So being gentle with your body. It's up to you how high up your arms go. So the higher up your arms go, the more sensation you're likely to feel. 3 deep breaths. And then releasing those arms. You can shake them off. And we'll move into a hip stretch. So we're going to either cross the right ankle over the left thigh for a figure 4. If that's not going to work for you, you're going to cross your thighs. Your other option would be to cross your ankles and let your knees open out. So again, you can cross that right ankle over the left and let your knees open. You can cross that right leg over the left, or you can cross that right ankle over your left thigh. Look at your bottom shin, or think about your bottom leg. Watch that the leg isn't way out to the side. It's not totally problematic, but that could put a lot of pressure on your knees. So you want to see if you can get your ankle underneath your knee, that left ankle under the knee. If that's really hard, maybe you need to sit up onto something higher. So you could put some pillows underneath your seat, or if you have yoga blocks, maybe some yoga blocks. All right, so from this position, let's take some circles with the torso. And as you circle this one direction, maybe noticing the different sensations in the body, the different places you experience the stretch. And go ahead and circle the other way. Then go ahead and find a spot anywhere where it feels good to hold the stretch. And we'll just find stillness. So maybe that's sitting upright, maybe that's leaning forward, maybe that's leaning to one side. Doesn't matter, find that position for yourself and we'll hold for a couple of breaths. Go ahead and lift your torso up. If you're leaning in any direction, undo your legs, shake it off. And then we'll switch sides. So your options are left ankle crosses over the right ankle. Let those knees open. Other option would be to cross that leg over. So that's just a normal cross-legged seat. And then your other option would be to cross your ankle over your thigh. Pick what works for you today. The side might be different, so be kind to your body. You're again going to notice that bottom leg, that bottom shin. Is your foot really out to the side? Can you try and get that lower shin vertical? Maybe you need to sit up onto something to make that happen. From this position, you'll go ahead and take some circles with the torso. Noticing how the stretch changes as you move your body. And circle the other way. And then when you're ready, finding a spot that feels comfortable to stay in for several breaths. And then lifting your torso up. Pause for a moment. Don't come out of the stretch yet or come out of the pose yet. This is our foreshadowing. This is the move of the week. Our figure 4. I'll remind you at the end of class, but just telling you while you're in the pose, this is the move I want you to think about trying to do throughout the week if it's comfortable on your body to do a figure 4. You know, whenever you're sitting, give yourself a little stretch, find a different position. All right, button, undo those legs, shake them off. And then sitting nice and tall, grounding down into your sits bones. Let's bring the right ear towards the right shoulder. Stretching the neck. And then other ear to shoulder. And back to center. Let's go ahead and rotate the head no. Looking side to side. And nod the head yes. Bringing your head to center. Go ahead and close your eyes or soften your gaze to the ground. Take a moment to settle in, to notice how your body feels after all of that movement, all of that stretching and breathing. If it's comfortable, allow your breath to deepen. So slightly slower, slightly longer. Inhales and exhales. Noticing the pauses in your breath. So there may be a moment at the top of the inhale where nothing happens. And same thing, a moment at the bottom of the exhale, a little space, a little pause. And then bring your palms to touch in front of your heart. Take a moment to thank yourself for taking time to take care of your mind and your body. And thank yourself for showing up to be a part of this community. This class was not possible without you. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. So our move of the week is our figure 4 stretch. And like I said, I want to, if it's a comfortable position or a safe position for your body, I want to encourage you to do that whenever you are sitting and you're, not doing much, maybe watching TV or sitting around chatting with family. You can cross that ankle over the thigh. Just make sure you switch. Make sure you do both sides. Sometimes we have a habit of just redoing the same thing or the same side because it's comfortable. So make sure you do both sides. And now let's open it up if you have any questions or concerns. I'd love to hear from you. Oh, yes, I see someone raising their hand. You're on mute, so if you unmute yourself, bottom left-hand corner.
How's that?
Great.
Kind of backwards. This is the first session I've joined. I kept forgetting. Last time it said 3 o'clock, and I was right here at 3 o'clock, and it was 3 o'clock Pacific time. I'm in New York. I'm in Virginia, Eastern time. So finally got it straight. And was I supposed to register my name, address, and all that stuff?
I don't believe so, but Cassie, maybe you can answer that. I don't think so.
Yeah, so if you received this invitation, then you're in. So nothing nothing else is required. We do ask every week if you'd like to come, so we extend the invitation every week. That's really just for us to have a head count, for us to know how many people to expect. If you aren't able to register that week, it's okay. You can just join. It's really more for us to have a ballpark if we're going to have a big group or not. But thanks for asking, and I'm happy that you found us and that the timing worked and that you're here.
Thank you. Take care.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for being here. Oh, I see something in the chat. Thanks for the different ways to stretch the hips since I have bursitis and hip replacement, bending over pain. Any other ideas? Any other ways of stretching the hip? So that figure 4 is a great way to stretch the glutes in one side of the hip and the that kind of lunge-like warrior 1 stretch can be a nice way to stretch the hip. So we have one leg bent like we did earlier, back leg straight, and then you want to drop your tail between the legs, and that's going to stretch the front of the hip. So if we think about all the sides of the hip, that's another way. So that figure 4 gets that outer part, this will get the front. I would say keep it simple. Just make sure you continue to do whatever your doctor suggested you do in terms of taking care of your hip. And you could add those 2 stretches as well. Any other questions? Okay, Lydia, yeah.
Oh, I just wanted to say I've really enjoyed your class in January. I may be doing some training, excuse me, and maybe going back to work. So I'll probably miss some classes, but it's my loss. So, but thank you.
Oh, thanks for sharing that. It's always nice to know that you're going away because you're doing great things with your life and not because the class isn't working. So thank you for sharing that, Lydia.
And
Yeah, Lydia can go onto YouTube and see the classes.
that's exactly it. That's exactly what I was going to say, Carol. You can find us and reminisce on YouTube, so you don't have to actually miss any.
Yeah, I do look at the YouTube. I have utilized that, but thanks for the reminder.
Of course.
Now, not all the classes are on YouTube.
Yeah, we try to do them every week, but they might take slightly more than the week to get posted. But most should be on there.
I'll try to work around my schedule when I can, just so I can see your wonderful faces and learn things. Thank you.
That's so sweet. Thank you. Does anyone else have any questions for Aja? We have a couple more minutes. Anything that would be good for you to know, or I don't know, helpful as we go into the holiday season, movement that could make us, I don't know, more relaxed, stretching, things like that. Well, if there isn't anything else anyone wants to share, I want to just remind us all that we have this Facebook group, which you can join. There's fun things happening there. I think some of you have already joined that community. It's a lot of fun. You can share things, share pictures, share recipes. So hope to catch you there. The link is in the chat. Thank you, V. And so that concludes our session. But thank you so much for joining, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your week, and hope to catch you next week. Bye.